Hey guys, my name is Joey. My call sign is WQSY810. I'm one of the members of PrismLI.com. Today we are going to replace, well actually remove I should say, because I don't have a new one. We're going to remove the amplifier transistor for the GR1225. For some reason my repeater here took a dive and it doesn't transmit anymore. It does power on perfectly fine. I'll show you. I believe it's still I'm not sure if I still have it plugged in because I was doing some yeah, I did. So it still powers on, still actually physically says it's transmitting on the screen here. So as you can see the light turning on. I'll zoom in a little bit over here. But it actually doesn't do anything. So I actually already started to pull this thing apart. So we're going to pretty much get right to it. So there are many screws to this system. You have screws on the side here for the faceplate. You'll need to take this out, take this off rather, because the faceplate, the radio comes out in this direction. It would be great if it came out the back because it's all open. It would be a home run. This version of the radio I had modified. The duplexer that comes with it is I had removed. So there's no physical duplexer inside this unit. I'm using an external duplexer. That's why I have a transmit and a receive end connector on the back of this repeater. My duplexer that I use is right here. It's a cell wave 526-4-2, I believe. And that's the duplexer I'm using for the GR1225 at the moment, but right now I'm not using it. I have another repeater back there. It's a Motorola R100, Radius R100. No amp. This amp is not used for that particular repeater. I'm using a Rytron. That's going to be for sale soon. Anyway, so let's get back. So the duplexer that comes with this is, like I said, I have removed. It's the typical cell wave duplexer that you get. This goes on the side here when you mount it in the front, and I just pulled it out just so you're aware. Like, where's the duplexer? It's right here. Since I am running an amplifier, this duplexer can't handle the power input of it, because you go from repeater, which I have this set to low power, like actually even lower than low. It's actually 20 watts coming out of this, going into my TPL amplifier, which then generates around 45 watts of power. So anyway, let's get back. I was just explaining to you, because you're going to probably wonder why there's two spigots on this, because normally a GR1225 does not, unless you do this, and they're all double shielded cabling. So let's continue removing this thing, the front of this. So let's spin this around, and this, after you take all the screws off, it comes right off the cover. What I did was I labeled on the board, I think I did it on the let me unscrew this, on the other end, because I want to disconnect the cables. So on the side of the most likely your radio will be screwed in as well, and there'll be screws on the side here holding in the radio. And after you take this screw out, I think there's two on this side and one here, the radio will slide out. Now remember to disconnect the mini UHF antenna cable. And the other one, you gotta be kidding me. Okay, that one's gone, and the power connector. Okay, so now I got the radio out. So let's move this part aside so you can see more information. Alrighty, so now we have the faceplate from the repeater and the actual repeater itself. So let's just spin this around. So what I did was, what I recommend that you guys do, because we're going to go pretty detailed into this. I'm going to actually remove the electronic component, bad electronic component from this, and you'll see that it's actually pretty destroyed. So anyway, what I like to do here is remove these ribbon cables, because I don't want to damage this faceplate, because granted, you know, it does have all the ribbon cables for the front of the display, and we don't want to destroy this. This is our baby, you know. So shut it off. Not like it really needs to, like it really matters, but so we just have, there's a cable protector here, and it uses a this one uses a security Torx. So we break out the security Torx wrenches. Let's see what size this is. Sorry, I had it handy. T8. This one here is a T8 with that screw aside. See, T8. And there's the plastic cover that protects the ribbon cables. And what I recommend you do, which I did, is that I put, because there are two cables here, there's two ribbon cables, okay? And you know what? Let me zoom in on this a little bit here. There are two ribbon cables here. However, if you yank on them, these are just pressure fitted cables on this. You'll rip these cables right out. There's no protection to pull them out. So what I recommend you do is you use a flat blade screwdriver, go underneath this and pop this thing up so you don't rip the cable off the pins that are here. And what I also did is that I marked pin number 1 with a magic marker on the plastic, so I know that the small cable goes here, because trust me, unless you have photographic memory, you're not going to remember. And there you go, this is off. Remember not to pull from the cable. You'll rip those cable pins right out of that connector. So as you can see, the connector on this is pretty plain. There's just a bunch of pins sticking out of a board, so you'll get confused on where those connectors go back on. You can't really see, but I have two lines here that indicate the red ribbon, the pin number 1 on each ribbon, where they go. Alright, so this is done. You don't need to take anything else apart other than taking those ribbon cables off, because unless you're curious on the inside of this, we're really interested in this part of it here, which is where the amplifier is, or the PA I should say, is on the radio. So it's right here. So we'll need to take this heatsink off of the radio, and then it gets a little tight. So we'll show you how that's done. The next size Torx wrench you're going to need is a T15, and that's to take this one off, and you have another one hidden down here. You take that one off. So we're going to do that now. Unscrew this. And they're long screws, just so you know. Move that over there. take this one out, and then just be careful because it's going to literally fall off. When you take this out, you got to be very careful because there is another metal shield in here that is actually connected. Let me see if I can bend this over so you can see. It's the hang on one second. I want you to see this. This is important. Inside here, you'll see that the transmission wire is actually is bare here, and it is under a little tab. So you'll have to push this out with something because you're never going to be able to get this out. And once you achieve that, removing the rest of it will be a lot easier. Okay, let's put this back.
Instant message.
Okay. All right, so now that we got that out, we could spin this around.
Instant message.
I apologize for that.
Instant message.
I'm just trying to maneuver this so it's out of my way of removing the actual electronic component, which is right here. This baby here is bad. And if I could zoom in for you without making it blurry, you could see that it's blowing out on this side here. So now we're going to attempt to remove that. I have a, let me position this camera so you could get a good view, bird's eye view of this removal function. I will be using a solder sucker and a gas butane iron to have a lot of heat. I'm also going to use a braid, desoldering braid, if need be. If I can't, got it from Radio Shack. If I can't get all the solder off of this area. Let's see here. I will take close-up shots of what I'm talking about with a camera, another camera. Move this out. Okay, so now we're about to attempt a recording of this. I'm sorry for the delay. I'm trying to do the best possible recording of this, because having a very detailed video will make it much easier for everyone to just be easier. Okay. So the fun part here. Okay, now we are really close up on this chip. Want to have a different angle, multiple angles of this replacement or removal, I should say. Alright, so now I'm hoping I could do this without knocking anything over. As you can see, the model number of this chip is M25 Charlie. So this Mike 25 Charlie 24. This part is not that big. I mean, as you can see, the tip of my tool and the sides of the Torx wrenches, the torque size for this. That's funny. It would be great if I had all these things handy, ready to go. This is also a T8. So, let me see if I have any change floating around. So you can actually see the size of this thing, or have some sort of scale. There's a penny, and there's the size of the transistor that we need to remove. What you need to do is make sure that you do not take, well, that's not true. We may have to remove these resistors, these really small ones here, and they go in between the tabs. So this transistor has 6 tabs. There's one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, and there's 6 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to use a Radio Shack desoldering tool. We have a Radio Shack butane iron that we're going to use. This baby, you've seen this in some of the videos I've done. I'm going to ignite it. And then this will turn bright orange on the inside, as you'll see shortly, as it heats up. There we go. Cranking hot. Since the component is already bad, heat is really, we're going to go as quickly as we can, of course. I'm going to remove this chip. Now what I was told to do when you remove these babies is that there are tabs. So the only way to get this off, because you're not going to have enough heat to do this whole thing, is that, I mean, at once. So what we're going to do is take off some solder, and then we're going to bend this tab up off of the board. Only way to do it. And then we go move to the next one, we move to the next one, we move to the next one. So, but before we continue, I do want to remove these screws. Just using a needle nose. I'm more of tight quarters here, because I got a camera to my left at a higher angle coming in, and then I have a camera, my phone, actually my cell phone, is actually literally over everything. So I'm trying to do this with all these things on it, which is going to be making it more difficult to do, and try to do this successfully. So solder sucker, I'm sure you've seen these solder suckers. So we're going to heat up a section and then pull off the solder. You know you're successful with a solder suck that it turns into a cylinder shape from the actual solder sucker itself. So that means it's working. As you can see, it's coming off. Crank up the heat a little bit. There's a component here. I'll be careful of that. Not really sure what that is. Let's go to the next section. We'll go here. Being very successful so far. Well, it would seem to be. I'm actually sucking stuff off. Okay, so that piece here, I just noticed that it's not a component. It's actually part of the heatsink for soldering to the tab for the I guess this is probably the ground, I'm guessing. So I'm not trying to rush here, because I'm definitely not in a rush. So I just want to be successful in removing. I mean, you have no idea what kind of tight quarters I have, because I do have the I have everything, literally all these cameras around, and I really can't get in because I really want you to see what I'm doing. Okay, we got that one. Let's do this one here. Alright, I may actually have to remove this other camera. I know it's close. I have another camera on an angle that's out of my way. My phone's got to go. I really don't have enough room to do anything. So let's see. Just heating up everything here and trying to remove all the solder so I actually could peel up these tabs and remove this bad transistor. I'm only working on the left side right now, as you could probably see. Just trying to get everything off as much as I can. This is actually working out pretty well. I mean, you can actually, I can almost see that this was a mistake. So you can pretty much see now, without me moving like crazy, I removed those two transistors, those two resistors, and I didn't peel anything off yet. I just removed those two resistors on the left side, and it's coming right along. I didn't peel anything up yet. I'm going to start working on the right side now. I'm hoping that I could actually let you see this. I'm going to try to see if I actually could balance something here so you can actually see what the heck I'm doing. See, I can't. Wouldn't that be nice? Right there. But I can't get in. I can't see. This wouldn't be fair for me. I can't get in there with a soldering you know. Let's see if I can. I'll give it a shot here. Let me see if I can show you that solder suck was successful. Watch this. I've got some in the tip of it. Okay, let's continue. Well, my soldering iron is really strong. It can get very, very hot. It's probably equivalent to a 300 watt iron. Look how hot that baby is. I mean, it's crazy hot. I can pretty much remove anything, and it's so quick. As you can see, I'm removing all the solder. It's heating up really fast and easy. Well, that was another successful. Look at that. You can see the tabs on these babies for these resistors. There's other ones that they're really tiny. I mean, it would be really great if I can replace them with the same ones. That'd be better. See, let's heat this up over here. Let's suck this out now. Bad angle, I didn't get anything on that one. Because my phone's actually in the way. And I really can't get in here. Let's see if I can get this out here. Yeah, that was successful. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. Just so you know how much solder I've actually taken off. Here's a pile of it on my rug here. It's quite a bit. That's where I'm dumping everything. I'm going to vacuum it up in a second. So back to the removal. Really? It was just focused in before. Is that better? I guess so. Okay, so let's continue. see if I can actually pry these things up here. Okay. See if I can get in there. Oh, that was a nice one. Alright, I gotta shut this one off. I can't get in there anymore. Okay. Alright. Okay. What the hell? It's pretty complex, actually. I think this would come right off.
Captain, incoming message. Why can't this heat up?
Alright, it looks like I may need a braid now because it's not coming off.
Incoming message.
Weird. Okay. Okay, so I've actually gotten the four resistors completely off of this transistor. Now it's trying to get the tabs off and remove it. So I'm going to heat them up and pull them up. See if I could do that now. See if we can do that with the camera here. Balancing it somehow so you can see it. There we go. Oh, the other camera. Let's see. Ah, that's not so bad. Let's see. This is harder than I thought. To be honest with you. Can't get underneath the tab. There we go. That's one tab. Well, that was a pain in the neck. I have a very, very small screwdriver here that's pretty sharp on the bottom to be able to lift the tabs up. So get this one up. Because I'm not going to be able to get this off otherwise. Holy mackerel. Very difficult. But you can actually see this one is up though. So you get this one up. I gotta move this other phone. Okay. Okay, it's actually coming out. I'm not sure if you could see it, but it was very difficult. Alright, as you can probably see, I've actually got all the tabs up, and the transistor is actually coming apart because it's, and below the transistor I'm assuming is the heatsink, so this baby is pretty much out. I'm going to try to remove the rest of it with a screwdriver here so you can see. Oh yeah, this thing, look at this thing. Holy, you can see the inside of it. Oh, that's awesome. The ceramic top of it came off. Hang on one second. Let me see. So this tab is off. Oh, I'm ripping off the LAN. Hang on. We don't want that. Let's heat this up. There we go. It's gone. It's off now. So here is the transistor, the power amplifier, with the tabs And there's the inside of it, the heatsink that this goes against. Obviously we'll use some like Arctic silver or something, just like you use for a computer, for a PC. This should be interesting. So let me flatten this out so you can kind of see this. So this is essentially what it will look like when brand new. Well, minus the solder. I'm just trying to position the top half of this part. I mean, obviously it came off when I removed it, but that's it. It's actually pretty heavy. Probably all heatsink down here for the amplifier, which goes to the, which actually, if I'm looking at this, there's really no thermoplate paste underneath this. It's like pretty much all gone. Well, that's how you remove a amplifier circuit for the GR1225. Putting a new one back in is just simply just popping back in and soldering it up, but stand by for that. We'll have to still order it and get it. And that'll be a whole new video on how to replace it. This is a how to remove it. Okay, what I just did was I just retinned what I did here just a moment ago, because I couldn't really see that well, is that I retinned all the connections, all the solder spots that the new amplifier will use when it goes in. So that's pretty much what I did, because when this baby goes back in again, when a new one goes in, obviously this will go like this, and we'll solder it all back in again. Well, not this one, but you can see where the tabs go, and should be golden. This thing should crank out, you know, another 45 watts or so. This part's around 50 bucks that I've found so far. Would be great to find something a little bit cheaper, but anyway. So I just retinned this. I prepared it for the new part when I get it available, and that'll be it. This part here, this one's not bad. These are the drivers. This one drives this, and this pill drives. We call it pills because it looks like a pill. This transistor, which is a 2509 M2509, drives this transistor. This transistor drives the one I removed that blew out. And this one is a, I think, a 2519? It's M2519. So that's a preamp for this amplifier. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the how to remove a M25C24 pill. As you can see, this is the ceramic cover of it. It does look like a little pill, doesn't it? That's why they call it a pill. And that's how you remove it. Putting a new one in is simply just popping it in, soldering it up, putting the resistors back in, and you should be golden. That'll be in the next video. Like I said, this is WQSY810, Joey. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.